Alrighty, good morning everyone. It's Melanie Tucker here with Verifine's Travel, and we're doing our good news of the day. Today from Italy, of all places, and I have Maura, one of my guides from Italy, and she is from one of the most beautiful sections of Italy, Umbria. So hi Maura, thanks for joining us.
Hello, buongiorno. Nice to see you again. How are you, Melanie?
I am good. So where is that beautiful balcony that you're sitting on?
It's my house. It's a lovely day. It's sunny, warm. It's really beautiful here.
Oh, that's great. And what town are you coming from?
I live in Foligno and I'm a tour guide in Umbria, or Umbria if you prefer. And I mostly work as a tour guide in Assisi, Spello, Perugia, Spoleto, Orvieto. And I can see Spello in the distance from here. It's very close to where it is. Spello, which is a lovely medieval village. Nice. I'm close to Spoleto as well, famous for the Spoleto festival.
All right.
Which you should know because there's a sister festival in Charleston, South Carolina.
Interesting.
It's a lovely, yeah, it's very interesting. It's
What's
a
the name of that festival in Charleston?
Yeah, it's in Charleston.
What's the name of it? And when is it? That's interesting.
The name is, actually, the real name is the Festival of the Two Worlds. The Festival dei Due Mondi, that's how we call it in Italian. But I know in the USA, everybody says Spoleto Festival. Okay. Because it was started in this lovely town here in Umbria, Spoleto.
Oh, that's nice. And what's the connection with Charleston? I mean, this isn't what we got on the phone to talk about, but this is interesting. So what's the connection to Charleston?
Because the Italian composer, the Italian musician Giancarlo Menotti, who first started his festival here in Umbria in 1958, decided to make a link, a bridge, like a connection with the USA. That's why the Festival of the Two Worlds. So actually, in Charleston, you have the sister festival, and it's beautiful because we have lots of shows, ballet, opera, concerts, theater. It's really very interesting. I know it takes place in May in Charleston, and it's in July here, and it lasts about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's great. Well, is there any chance that it's still going to go on this July, or have they not made a call yet?
I don't know, you know. We also have Umbria Jazz Festival in Perugia, but actually I don't know if it's going to take place.
Just like here, we're all waiting and seeing. Wait and see.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
Yeah. Day by day.
Yeah. So so I was just reading this article in the Wall Street Journal this morning. It was an interview with Brene Brown, she's a real thought leader with how do I even put it, with like mindset, mindful thought, running corporations and running businesses with, with emotional intelligence. That's a really, that's not a very great introduction for her, but she is a really, really wonderful leader. And she was saying that she starts all of her Zoom meetings with a 2-word check-in. So this is the first time I'm doing this, but I thought it was a good idea. So you get to give 2 words that describe how you're feeling right now. And it can be, doesn't have to be positive. It can just be totally honest what yours are. So I was thinking about what my 2 words were, and my 2 words how I'm feeling are adventurous and confused. I mean, if I'm really being honest, it feels like I'm on this big adventure, but there's a lot of confusion, and I spend a lot of my time every day trying to sort through the confusion and trying to figure out, what I can do now, what I want to do in the future. So those are my 2 words. Do you have 2 words for us, Maura?
Well, actually, if I have to be honest, I feel happy because I can spend lots of time with my family at home, and I love my house. But I also feel disoriented about my future because I love my work. I'm really very passionate. And I think it's gonna be a bit hard not to be able to work until next year. Actually, I hope visitors, Americans, Canadians will come maybe in September and October. That's what I hope.
Yes, I hope so.
That's why I feel a bit disoriented.
That's right. So tell us, well, thanks for being honest. I think that that's good because a lot of people
Yes,
listening
that's
are
what
feeling
I
somebody.
feel. Yeah.
I have to say before we start that your background is making me feel so bare here. I'm zooming you from a little guest house up on an island in Maine called Mohegan. And I came up here to fix it up. I just got it. I bought it to open up this guest house in the summertime. And
Wow.
it's a real fixer-upper. So I came up here to do projects and work with some local carpenters. And that's why the room is all freshly painted, but totally empty. And I got up to working on the house and I got in quarantine. So now I'm quarantined in Maine. So you're in this very beautiful with palms in back and blue sky. And I'm in a, so you're selling me up here, but that's okay. That's good. All right. So take a minute and give a little introduction of the guiding that you do there in Italy, just a short introduction. And then tell us what it's really like on the ground in Umbria these days.
Tell us what? Sorry?
Tell us, well, first give the listeners a little bit of introduction to yourself and your service and like how long you've been a guide. And then tell us what it's like now, today, on the ground in Umbria. What's it like there with the virus?
Okay, well, my name is Maura. I am a tour guide in Umbria. This is the region of Umbria, which is near Tuscany, near Rome, in between the two, in the center. It's actually considered to be the green heart in Italy because it's very green here. It's a beautiful area.
So if Rome is here and Florence is here, you're about right here.
Halfway.
Yeah,
halfway.
Yeah.
Yes, the place where I live is almost halfway between Florence and Rome.
Yes.
It takes me 1.5 hours driving to both cities.
Okay,
so
good.
It's a very special geographical location. I've been working as a guide for 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
I love my work. I'm really very passionate. And most of the time I work with visitors who come from all over Europe. I work in English and French, mainly USA, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia.
Okay.
And well, virus here now. Actually, I feel very fortunate because my region is maybe the safest place in Italy now. We do not know why. We know scientists are trying to make a research and inquiry. They want to learn why here in Umbria we have the smallest, the smallest number of deceased people, of dead people. Maybe it's due to the fact that we have no pollution here. So maybe the sick people have better reactions when they're in the hospital.
Right.
Or maybe because we are very respectful of the rules. We do support all the rules government has given us. So I feel quite safe as for this. But I am at home, my family too, my two parents who are 84, 86, never go out. We do respect rules.
And they're living with you there. They are, your parents in their 80s are living with you there in your home.
No, they live in their house, which is only 5 minutes actually far from mine. We're very close.
Oh, you're lucky. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
So show us what the street outside your house looks like. Can you stand up with your phone and can you show us what it looks like outside?
Let me show you something. Can you see something here?
I see a big tree.
Well, among the branches of the tree, maybe you can tell there's a little hill and mountain.
Yes. Yes, I see.
And on the hill, there's a lovely little Roman town, hamlet, which is Spoleto. I was mentioning Spoleto before. It's one of my favorite places. Actually, it's considered to be one of the most charming Italian medieval hamlets. You know, it's a place where we preserve Pinturicchio's famous frescoes. Pinturicchio was Pope Borgia's most favorite painter. And he worked in Spoleto in 1501, where he left a Renaissance masterpiece. If you
Mm.
ever come and see me here, I will show you his beautiful frescoes.
I love that. You know, I thought I would connect and hear, what it's like with the virus, but I'm learning so many things that I didn't know before, even though I've traveled to these areas. It just shows you
Yeah.
the layers of exploration that you can do. So that's really a little treasure. So right now there's still the quarantine in your town.
Yes, yes. We are still respecting the same strict rules until May the 3rd, when our Premier Conte will talk to us on television again and will give us other further indications. I do hope I will be able to go to the seaside in July. I love the sea. I miss the sea and the beach very much.
So which sea do you go to? Because you're right in the middle.
Yes, but my lovely father owns a very little apartment in Tuscany,
Okay.
in a beautiful area which is very green and hilly, whose name is Argentario. So we have this little house just facing the sea. I can see the blue sea every morning from the balcony. It's so cute. It's a special place. It's really in my heart, and I can't wait to go back to.
Well, Maura, we I could come visit you. I'm just kidding. That sounds great. So again, what coast is it? You said in Tuscany, so it's on the.
That's the Tyrrhenian. The Tyrrhenian. It's Tuscany, Tyrrhenian, above Rome.
Okay, yeah. Right. Oh, I see. Okay, so like below Cinque Terre.
Yes, below, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I know that area. That's lovely. Okay, so I was going to ask you when the quarantine ends, what's the first thing you're going to do? So I guess that's the answer. You're going to go to the seaside.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
So,
I can't wait for that.
So while we're laughing at this rather horrific health situation, we may as well laugh about that toilet paper. Here in the United States, people are like grabbing toilet paper, and a lot of people are grabbing, and the rest of us are saying, "Why are you grabbing?" So are Italians like this with the toilet paper, or no?
No, we don't, because actually here we do not need much toilet paper, because fortunately all our bathrooms are equipped with bidet.
Oh, bidet, yeah. We call those bidets.
So
okay,
we don't need that much.
There you go. I actually.
That's why.
That's funny. I actually heard that here in the U.S. they were selling. I mean, to get a regular toilet with the bidet built in it's a whole nother contraption, right? But they were selling here in the United States like these little bidet, what do you call it? Like little attachments that you could add to your toilet. That's so funny. Okay, so no toilet paper wars.
Special equipment, yeah.
Lucky for you, yeah. Okay, so here in the U.S., but around the world, but a lot of people here in the U.S. were really touched by some stories that came out of your country. And one of them was about the opera singer. I'm not even sure what city she was in, but there was an opera singer who went out on a balcony, or maybe many of them, and they would sing opera at sunset off their balcony. And people loved kind of the vision of that, because would be very unusual here in the United States. And then I think it was just last Sunday for Easter, when Bocelli sang from the Milan Duomo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the concert. Did you see that? We were all tuned in.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? It was quite lovely.
I didn't, but it's also common here where I live, in my town, in my region. The people sing sometimes in the balconies. We play music. Sometimes friends of mine make like comical sketches on the phone, which we text with WhatsApp, and it's great fun. We try to, we arrange aperitif Zoom hours to try to find a way to spend some time together, virtual.
Yes.
But actually, we do miss each other here.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it will be very hard once we go out from this quarantine to respect the distance strict rules. Because personally, I'm very used to hug and touch and kiss and caress people. I'm very physical, you know? I think it's going to be very hard for me. Yeah, I must learn. Yeah.
That's right. So there was that Italians, not to generalize, but Italians, I always felt really comfortable there because I'm like that, and Italians have always been very warm and very touchy. We would say touchy-feely.
Touchy.
Like, yeah.
I am very touchy. Yeah.
Yeah. So here in the U.S., in my town where my office is in New Jersey, and then also on this island here in Maine, Mohegan, both places have a lot of dogs. A lot of people have dogs here. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but for a while they were saying that the virus could be spread on a dog's fur, like it could be on your hands, almost like a poison ivy, you know, like a poison ivy oil. And if you pet the dog, it could get on his fur, and then the fur then could be transmitted to the owner. So they were saying not to pet the dogs when you saw the dogs. So that's what it was like. We would be walking like down the lane, and people would be far apart, and that's okay. Because Mainers don't need to hug often. But someone wants to pet the dog, and I'd have to put my hands behind my back so that I would not reach out and pet the dogs, because the dogs come up, you know, and they want to get a pat, and you're not supposed to pet them. So,
can I tell you a funny story about dogs in Italy?
What?
Can I tell you a funny story about dogs in Italy in this time during quarantine?
Yeah.
You know, in Italy, there are special rules which maybe you share in the USA. So we have just a few, you know, liberty to go out. For example, I can do the shopping. I can go and see my parents because they're very old. I can go to the hospital. I can take my dog out for a walk. And you know what happened? Last week, a man took his pig for a walk on a leash, and not to get a fine from the police officer, he told him that a few seconds before his pig was barking. You know, that's to avoid the fine. It's crazy. That's Italian style.
I love that, Maura. That's a really good story. So all right. So you have you just created a beautiful video about Umbria, and I don't know the technology to superimpose it on our Zoom call, but when
maybe you can share it on Facebook.
I sure will. And when I send this out in an email to the Rare Finds community, I will definitely include your video, because it's really beautiful, and it gives such a taste of the food and the landscape and the history and the nature. The history. It's quite a great video. But let's close with this question. If you could take one experience from all of those, because there's truffles and there's history and there's spirituality and there's nature, and right? If you could take just one experience and you could take us on a virtual tour for 2 or 3 minutes on just one experience, your favorite spot, your favorite thing in Umbria, where would it be? Take us away.
Well, Assisi is for sure the highlight, with the papal basilica of St. Francis painted by Giotto, the best Italian medieval painter. But I think everybody knows, and that's a must. You can miss it. But the second place where I would like to take you is the Paolina from Paul III, the Pope, Paolina Fortress. It's a castle. It's a military fortress which was built by the Pope in 1540 over Perugia, over the houses, the churches, the bell towers, the streets of the town, as a mark of his authority, control, and dominion over the city. It's unbelievable.
It's in Perugia. It's in Perugia.
You know, it's now a city. It's a city under the city. So you can see, if you go there, which it seems to be underground, you can see houses, workshops, churches, streets, and it's amazing because it was all buried by his huge castle. He was, crushing the power of the former government. And everything was done after the Salt War in 1540. It's amazing. It's really something you cannot find anywhere else all over Europe and the world, I think. It's an amazing medieval town.
Oh, you're frozen.
Wonderfully preserved.
Okay. Oh, Maura,
I can see you.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry,
okay, good,
I'm
back.
here.
Good. Okay, so let me be clear. this is now today underground.
Exactly, but it's not an underground city. Actually, it was the medieval city which the Pope buried with his huge fortress. So the Pope said, now I will build my castle above your houses and churches and streets and towers, He was very cruel.
Yes, I understand. So this palace that he built, can you still, is it up in the air? Like, is it in Perugia? I'm just trying to understand.
Well, brava, you got it. In 1860, with the unification of Italy, the castle of the Pope, which had always been detested, hated by the locals, was destroyed because Perugia was given freedom back in 1861 with the United Kingdom.
Okay.
So we now have only the foundations of his castle, which are the big portion of the medieval town. It's really unique.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So when I'm walking around Perugia, you could show me or show us the foundations of his palace.
And we can go and walk there. Just to give you an idea, the movie about the life of Saint Francis of Assisi, played by the famous American movie star Mickey Rourke, was played in those beautiful areas, spots. The Paulina Fortress was the special medieval setting, authentic and ready medieval setting for the movie.
Oh man, I can't wait to go. I want to go and see it.
It is really very evocative and atmospheric because it's authentic. It's the Middle Ages. You really plunge in the Middle Ages.
Oh, I love that. You walk right through it. You can walk right into it. That's literally walking back in time.
That's it. You got it. Brava.
All right, Maura, I'll let you go, but it's been really great to be on the phone, on the Zoom with you today. And Italy looks beautiful and you look beautiful. And I don't know about people watching, but for me to see your joy and your power, if I could say so, from a place that we've heard there's, really struggled. It just feels so encouraging to me. So I will look forward to coming back to see you and sending clients to see you. And Umbria, once again, will be on the map for us.
Yes, I'm so happy you involved me in your program. And really, I'm looking forward to see you again and have here as my special guest in Umbria.
All right. Thank you, Maura.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, Bella. Thank you. Bye.